What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel, here with another review for a game called Kingdoms and Castles. Now, this is a basic city builder built in very simple shapes and colors, very bright, very colorful. And if you're like me, I love a good city builder. If you want me to get interested in a game right away, just drop City Builder. I love them. And this is a fairly good one. It has its flaws. Um, like I said, first off, it's on Steam for $9.99. It just came out on the 20th of I guess it would be last month now, July 20th it came out. Um, so it's very new, very new. And it's not in early access or anything. And pretty much like I said, you build a small city, a medieval city, building up castles and hovels for people to live in. If you watched any of my Banished or what was the other one? Life is Feudal Forest Village, the one I prefer over that one. This is kind of on that same level, except very much different, but you could put those kind of near each other. Um, and the reason I say this is different is because it adds a different perspective that those games really don't, and that's trying to brace for attacks. There, you'll get attacked either by A, Viking barbarians, or B, dragons will appear. And the dragons are very simple to kind of defeat. They both start off. The smaller your village is, the less threatening those attacks seem to be. And the bigger, the more you grow, the more they scale with your village. So you'll first, just a little simple dragon will fly by, and if you have any kind of castle, you should be able to ward it off. Or I found out if you don't have any castle whatsoever, it'll just fly off. It will just ignore you if it's not attacked. The barbarians, on the other hand, when they attack, they just level everything. And as you get into the later stages in the games, and you're building up bigger walls and bigger things, they will just lay waste to those buildings. There will be orgs, which are just giant of the barbarians that take forever to kill. And so you're constantly trying to balance the wonderful balance of, okay, I need to grow my city, I need to have more people, but I need to build these defenses. I need to get more food protection. Yeah, sorry, apologies. Get more food production, but I can't protect it because it's not in the walls. Um, but the time goes by pretty fast. It's not long seasons. Snow comes pretty quickly, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to. I think my main build that I'm on right now is on like 214, and the save I've currently at is that wonderful point where whenever you open the save, the same attack keeps happening that just devastates my village. I mean, because I kind of forgot about one wall to the sea. It's the build you're watching right now. So I forget about that wall to the south, and every time I load the game, barbarians just come in and kill everything. It's wonderfully fun. Um, like I said though, it's in a very basic color scheme, very bright, very colorful, very basic. The thing I wish it had more of is, so you can build the walls up to a certain height, but you can build all of them that high, as long as you can pay the resources and stuff. I wish there was more leveling up of buildings. It'd be kind of neat to have a thing where if you have 4 hovels in an area, you pay X amount, but you make it a bigger tier home, or 2. Like if you have 2, you can build the 2-level building. You get 4, you get 4-level buildings. So if you didn't have to necessarily tear down houses to build bigger houses, I think that would be a really nice addition. Especially in a game like this, because you can just jam pack the houses together. You just don't necessarily need the road next to each other. Also, if you're watching the video, you'll see that there's a lot of black rocks. Those black rocks, you need to get to a pretty high tier or pretty late in the game to destroy those. You need the stone worker, and then you need an iron worker, and then you need a blacksmith shop, and then you need a masonry shop, and then you need to build up 10 of those masonry tools. Instead of giving them to your people, you keep them for the kingdom, and then you break it down the rocks. So it's a pretty time-consuming process to break down those rocks. I wish it was a little easier, but I get that they want to kind of control you, confine you to that area to make you keep progressing. It also has a gold system, which is different than all those other games I listed. You can actually build a treasure room and tax it, and it seems that's where the barbarians are drawn to, is that tax room. So you try and keep that protected. That'll be in the heart of your castle. Also, the castle, the main castle you build, will scale up as you place down its subsequent parts. So it gets bigger as more of those fancy parts you put down. And that's a very nice little touch. Um, it's a very beautiful game. It's very fun. I played probably about an hour, 2 hours of it, just kind of playing with it on the background, letting resources pile up and build more and build more. The food diversity isn't crazy like in Banished or Feudal Village. Um, it's pretty much just either food or orchards, and I think the orchards just give more, just takes longer time, or the fields give a set amount every year. All the tiles, the reason they're different colored greens, is because they are all different fertility. And you can only build farms on land that is like 50% fertile or more. So you're also trying to balance out. Okay, I need to build more houses, but I shouldn't build them here because this is really fertile land. I need to build more farms. So you're constantly doing that. You're constantly trying to not destroy all the trees, even though wood is probably the most valuable resource because there's only like two of them. There's only wood and stone, and then the steel is used for other things, and the charcoal is made from wood. So wood and stone are pretty much your two major ones, with iron kind of being a little one, but that's more for tools. So you're constantly trying to keep that wood supply high so you can keep building. But if you run out of trees, it just stops. You only way to put down a forester, the person that would cut trees and get you more wood, is to have them placed where there are already pre-existing trees. Also, the map sizes are kind of small. It's a randomly procedurally generated map seed, like a good game of this style would want. So all the map seeds are just generated, but they're all this kind of island nation type thing, and they all just seem a little too small. It'd be kind of nice to see a bigger map, not necessarily an island. I think they do the island thing because then the Vikings can come from any direction. It'd be nice to kind of see a mode where you only have one direction those Vikings can come from, but dragons can come from the other way. So like a landlocked on one side and the other sea on the other, so you can kind of build up your defenses that way. But it's very challenging to do it this way. Also, I've tried it on the very hard difficulties, and it does get more. Apologies, I didn't realize that was on. It does get more difficult. Obviously, the higher you go up, it gets pretty gnarly. So that is something to be concerned about. I don't think it has any kind of campaign or anything. The castle also has advisors that will always be telling you, "Hey, your people are sad. Hey, this and that." And it also took me quite a little bit longer than I'd care to admit to say that there is a happiness meter you can just see. But as long as you tithe to the church or you hold a festival, it keeps your happiness pretty high, and that's what you get. You use the gold for. I don't think there's any real other way to do that because there's no hey, we don't have more food types, because there is only one food type. I guess there's two. You could count the orchard as one. Um, so there's the church and the festival. They're pretty much your only way to keep happiness up. And library. Sorry, I forgot about the libraries. So you're constantly trying to balance those, balance the houses. It's a really solid city builder for the price point it's at. You're not going to be, getting a Sim City or a city skyline level of amazement and just blowing you out of the water. But if you want something that you can just have running and just build and not take all that seriously, this is a really good game for that. Trying not to tell you, how to spend your money, but for $10, this is a pretty. I felt very comfortable paying $10 for this once I got into it and stuff. Well, like I said, it was new on the market, and I saw City Builder, and I got it right away. I think it's a very solid game for at that price. Of course, not trying to tell you how to spend your money. $10 to you could be a lot more than it is to me. But if the game looks interesting and you're into city builders, I think this might be at least a look at. If you're not, if you're an FPS person, that's perfectly fine. But this is a pretty solid game if you're into city builders and strategy games. Very cheap, very well made. Hope they keep adding on to it and making it, and maybe take some of those suggestions to heart. I think there's a good game here. But always, that's just my opinion. You are free to disagree or agree. Always leave them down in the comments. I love hearing from y'all. As always, we're all in this one together. See you in the next one.